What is going on, guys? My name is Taylor Stuber, and I'm here to break down this Team USA versus Iran showdown slate on DRAFTKINGS, FANDUEL, and of course the sponsor of this video, PrizePicks.com. So I appreciate you guys being here. If you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. I know it sounds corny me asking you that every single video, but you have no idea how much it helps the algorithm. It helps me out to get my videos out to more people. Really helps me show off my work, and I would really appreciate if you guys could do that. If you guys want to join the Discord, it's completely free. Link is below. Ask me any questions you want, literally anything, but specifically about the slate. I can help you guys create some lineups, some winning lineups. We've been doing pretty well so far, especially when it comes down to showdowns. We are 4 for 4 when it comes to showdowns with the Patreon members. So want to join the Patreon. That's a bit more extensive work from me. If you guys want to check that out, it is linked below as well. But let's just jump right into the slate. So yeah, the line on this game is pretty wild. We have 166.5 over under. Team USA are 41.5 point favorites. So quite the spread right there. So just to put that into perspective, Team USA are projected for 104 points. Iran for 62.5 points. So make sure to keep that in mind when you're creating your showdown lineups. And I think we should expect less minutes from Team USA than we normally do. And if you watch my previous videos, and you know my take on it, I think Team USA are incredibly overpriced. But at the same time, they are projected for 104 points, so there is a lot of fantasy points to be spread around between these guys. We take a look at their last game against France for Team USA. You know, they ended up losing 83-76 to France. I think we're expecting a big bounce back game from them. I know a lot of these Team USA guys are pretty frustrated with Coach Popovich and how they're running these plays. You know, in my personal opinion, if they were just letting them run the court, they would blow every team out by like 20, 30 plus points and just hoop. I mean, running plays seems pretty unnecessary when the talent gap is this large against these literally every other country in the world. So I do expect that this game does bounce back. Now 41.5 points is pretty wild to me. I would almost think Iran covers that, although I do believe that Iran played a bit over their head last game. They almost beat the Czech Republic, and that's with them playing like out of their mind, and they still lost to Czech Republic, who is a middling team in the Olympics. But Team USA, yeah, like I mentioned in my previous videos, these players on Team USA, their minutes are going to be very, very spread out, and so is the production. Obviously, we had Kevin Durant in constant foul trouble, ended up fouling out in the fourth quarter and only played 21 minutes because of it. I'm expecting a massive, massive bounce back game from him. He's the most expensive player on both sites, but he's going to be my captain more times than not on both DraftKings and FanDuel at his price, and I feel very, very comfortable with it. And if you guys are playing the main slate, I'm going to most likely be playing him as well. If you guys want to check out my main slate video, it is already posted on my channel, so just make sure to go check that out. A lot of information in that video. But yeah, the rest of this team, this is with Team USA in a competitive game, and they still only played a max of 28 minutes from Lillard and Drew Holiday. And we go back to the last Olympics. I know Coach K was the coach at this time. But look how spread out the minutes were in a game that ended up blowing out by 30 points against Serbia. You know, outside of Kevin Durant, who scored 30 real points and played 30 minutes, which I think they left him out there on the court just because he was playing so well and shooting so well. That's kind of a situation we saw with Luka in his first game in the Olympics. He was just playing so well, they just like let him run up the stats. But outside of Durant in this game, these guys played in the teens and in very, very low 20s, like barely sniffing over 21 minutes for these guys. I think we see a very similar situation in this game where it's Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard up top. I think these guys can play the most and might play like 26-28 minutes. If this game does indeed blow out by like 40 points, they might play less than that. And so I'm very, very hesitant to be playing these Team USA guys. So I do like Durant and Lillard up top. I don't mind Jason Tatum and Drew Holiday. I think those are the next two guys to be more secure for minutes. But I think we see a guy like Jeremy Grant, who ended up being a DNP last game. I think he's definitely going to be playing this game. I think Keldon Johnson's going to pick up some more minutes. I think JaVale McGee's going to pick up some more minutes, assuming that they blow this team out, which they very well should. So the minutes are going to be very, very spread out. So, yeah, outside of the top tier guys in Durant and Lillard, I become very, very skeptical, and they become GPP plays for me. But then on the Iran side, now this is the side that is very, very interesting. Their rotation is the complete opposite of Team USA. It is about as tight as it can possibly get. The starting lineup plays absurd minutes. This was a competitive game, and so their starters played big minutes. But I do think that even if this game is a blowout, I think that they still run their starters into the ground. We saw yesterday in the Argentina game where they ran their starters into the ground anyways, even though they were getting blown out by Luka Doncic. I think we see a similar situation here, so I feel very, very comfortable with the Iran guys, specifically Yak and Jams and Haddadi and Nick. That's why I'm going to call all four of these guys, just because I can't really pronounce all of their names outside of Haddadi, and I'm skeptical on if I'm even pronouncing that correctly. So if you captain a guy like KD for Team USA and you play Dame Lillard, you can feel comfortable in the minutes that they're probably going to play the most minutes for Team USA, unless they get injured or there's foul trouble. And then you can really stack up on the Iran guys, who I think their minutes are like, you could literally, if this game blows out by 40 points, I literally think Yak and Jams and Haddadi probably play 10 more minutes than the third and fourth plus guy on Team US outside of Lillard and Durant. So you could pair him with Yak, Jams, Haddadi, and you can leave money on the table in this showdown for on DraftKings. On FanDuel, it's a bit different. If you if you put MVP Kevin Durant and then put in Lillard, then it becomes a bit different. Yak is up to 12.5K. I think that's kind of ridiculous when Haddadi is only 9.5K, and he is clearly their best player. If I bring up my notes from the last game, Haddadi, former Memphis Grizzlies player, in the current Chinese season, he's averaging 31.8 minutes, 17.5 points, 13.5 rebounds, 6.2 assists, 1.6 blocks per game. This guy, the offense runs through Hamed Haddadi in everything he plays, whether it be the Chinese League, the World Cup team. Go back to the 2019-2020 World Cup. He's averaging nearly 30 minutes, 15 points, 11 rebounds, 1.2 blocks per game, and he's only 9.5K. He ended up only playing 28.5 minutes last game out. Would have played 30, but he ended up fouling out near the end of the game, missed out on a minute and a half. But even if this game blows out, I do think that he is going to play relatively big minutes. And then Yak and Jams and Nick, I think, all play big minutes. So you could play the two most confident guys in Team US and Lillard and Durant, and then just pair him with guys like Yak. I would actually prefer having Haddadi in this spot, Yak, and then your last spot you could end up playing Nick. No, Nick is going to play 30 plus minutes, so is Yak. Haddadi should play 28 to 30 minutes, and I think James should play in that range as well. So just my general thoughts on this, just to recap. Yeah, it's the high-end guys for Kevin Durant, for Team USA, and Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard. I think Drew Holiday and Jason Tatum would be my third and fourth favorite guys if I were to take rips in GPPs at some other US guys. But then on the Iran team, I would probably rank them Haddadi, Yak, Jams, and then Nick. And really, you could just create a couple of lineups with that direct player pool, and you should feel pretty confident in your lineups today. And then to go over some prize picks, because we've been doing very, very well on prize picks. Danilo Gallinari, his points prop is at 16.5 points. I feel very, very confident that he hits the over on that. Even on the fantasy points, I feel pretty comfortable in that. The over on Patty Mills, 33.5 fantasy score as well. I feel pretty confident in that. And then you can look at some of these Team USA guys like Lillard, like Durant. Now, while I like them, how many minutes are they really going to play in a 40-point spread game? They are going to be the guys that are scoring for that team, but these are the unders are pretty tempting on these guys. And if you guys want to sign up on Prize Picks, use code Taylor, TAYLOR, when signing up and depositing. You receive a 100% match bonus up to $100. And if you screenshot that, send it to me. I will set you up with my Patreon for a free month. So you'll get all of my free picks for FanDuel, DraftKings, and Prize Picks until the end of the Olympics and Summer League and NFL preseason. And I'll get you guys hooked up for helping support me. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and then comment below with your favorite play of the day. Appreciate you guys being here. Best of luck tonight. And until next time, peace.